Good evening. This is Penny Billington for the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, inviting you to tea with a Druid. And I have a cup of tea here, and I've switched on early to make sure that things are happening, and someone's joined already. Thank you so much. I rely on you, my friend. So, if you'd like to join us for tea with the Druid, please do click on the comments, let us know that you're there. And just a moment, we'll start on our subject for this evening. Hi, Ellie. Oh, Jules, bless you for this afternoon. Jules sorted me out with some problems with the internet. Thank you, Ellie. And Nicole, wonderful. Good evening to you all. While people are joining and settling down with their cups of tea, I've got a fabulous mug here that looks rather like a horn, I think. A nice pottery mug for this evening. I want to warn you. Oh, someone from Kent. Yes, lovely. I want to warn you that the internet went down for no apparent reason twice today. And if it does that this evening, I shall simply switch off and switch on again. Now, 20 or 30 seconds is a long time when you're doing something live, but with goodwill and with speed, we will re-establish a connection if anything happens. Oh, there are the bubbles going up. That's marvelous. Okay, what are we going to talk about this evening? I think I told you, those of you who saw the preview, that we will be talking about some of the gifts of the forest at this time of year. But for those who don't know me, there's a myriad of colour bubbles going up. Wonderful, thank you. For those who don't know me, I've been a Druid in OBOD for a long time, and I edit the Druid magazine Touchstone, and I'm a Druid author. So there's some more welcomes coming up there. Oh, someone from Canada I've just recognised, which is wonderful. I won't be able to click on the likes and the hellos and the comments for all of you, but I keep looking over and I'm recognising and enjoying seeing familiar faces coming up, which is great. Hey, from where? Snowy West Michigan, great. And North Germany. Who was that? Vivienne? Cindy from Guildford. I know you, Cindy. Adi, lovely. Esther, lots of friends, Druid friends worldwide joining in with this. So there are two themes tonight. Normally, I talk too much. This is not going to happen. You'll be relieved to know. Very simple themes. The first underlying theme is about science and magic meeting each other, which we all know they do. But ostensibly, what we're hanging it on is the golden bough, the symbol of the midwinter to come, Albanarthon, the mistletoe. Ah, someone's up in South Yorkshire. I bet you're cold, Joyce, or you're probably made of sterner stuff than me. There's an explosion on the screen. That's lovely. Hello, John. And Marjolaine. Fabulous. So, the golden bough, the symbol of the season. I have one here. Here we are. I keep mistletoe up in my house all year round, and when the new mistletoe comes in, we burn the old. It's part of our solstice tradition. Hello, Nicola. Hello, Dorothy. Now, of course, mistletoe is green, but it's called the golden bough by James Fraser. And when it dries, we can see easily that when the holly and the yew are all showing a glossy, dark green in the forest, the light green of the mistletoe high above them appears like a golden ball. The mistletoe is very, very important for this season because the golden ball might symbolize the sun. The silver white berries might symbolize the moon and the fusion of the two cosmic energies, planetary energies. Might go into that a bit more after the meditation, but I said I'd keep this simple. A couple more hellos, then I'll tell you what a very important, interesting article I've had for Touchstone about the mistletoe. Hello, Laura from New Mexico. People coming in from all over the place. The mistletoe and where science and magic meet. Now, I think magic is just science that we haven't discovered yet. But I think magic is probably the aspects of science that our brains aren't big enough to comprehend, that possibly we'll never understand, because the world is essentially mysterious. And it's wonderful for magicians to hear the most advanced scientists say that we must have differing theories of the universe because it is so mysterious. It seems beyond our ken to actually nail things down absolutely. This is wonderful. Let me just show you this little bit of, I've shown you the golden bowl. I'll show it to you again for people who've just come in. Hi, Chris, saying hello to Pamela there. Here is the actual mistletoe, which I've brought along, the dried mistletoe. I'm very proud because in my back garden, I've actually grown some mistletoe. And here's a dreadful picture, but I think I've got to get my head out the frame to show it to you. Can you see that beautiful sickle of mistletoe there? Oh, growing on my apple tree. There it is, a lovely sickle. And higher up and across there, another one coming across. Lots of little clumps of mistletoe growing on my apple tree. The sickle shape is interesting. Again, a moon shape. We'll go into that, later. Let's say hello to James and to Pamela. This is what I found out about the mistletoe. And if I wasn't the Touchstone editor, I would have had to wait till January to read this. You're getting a sneak preview. Lynn Genevieve wrote me an article about mistletoe healing and about how the whole plant is being prepared, twigs, leaves, blossoms and berries, and usually injected under the skin. And this is part of a cancer treatment, and a very successful one. That's marvelous enough in itself, to think that the plant, the herb or plant that the Druids of old called all heal is actually recognized as a cancer cure or treatment. But this is what Lynn loves. These are her words. She says, this is the bit I love as a Druid. To optimize the mistletoe therapy, you must first match the patient with the host tree. Now, isn't that fabulous? We all know that mistletoe grows on a certain host tree. If you get a berry from an apple tree, as I did, you can transplant it to another apple tree. If you get it from a lime tree, you transplant to another lime, and so on, for optimum results. But anthroposophical doctors have found that you match the patient with the host tree of the mistletoe. That's incredible. Field maple, mistletoe grows on field maple, apple, birch, oak, ash, Scots pine, lime, almond, poplar, fir, elm, willow, and hawthorn. These are, or rather, these are types of people who have been identified, who can be helped by mistletoe that has grown on those host plants. And that is for optimum results, best healing. I find it absolutely incredible that as Druids, we think and feel that we have associations with certain trees. One of my dear trees is a beech. Another is a horse chestnut. There are certain other ones I will always be very, very fond of. But the idea that for medical purposes, I can have an affiliation with a tree that will affect my healing processes is where magic and science meet for me. I think that's tremendous. So that's the fact about magic, science, and mistletoe. I want to talk some more about the mistletoe rite that Pliny the Elder wrote about in his natural histories, but I don't want to do it quite yet, because I don't want to risk talking and then feeling we have to rush through a meditation, because I think the meditative parts of these Tea with the Druids are some of the most valuable things we can do together. So I want to settle down to that now. As soon as I've said hello to Eva and James, who's chatting to Pat, and George from Louisiana, fabulous. What I'd like to do now is settle down into going into the forest and meeting with this magical plant, this all heal. And because we're doing this all together in a few minutes, we're not going to focus on any specific healing you need for any chronic ailment or anything like that. We will just ask for a bit of generic healing of our whole body, strengthening of our immune system maybe, a bit of nurturing and support. And of course, if you want to go back and do this by yourself later, you can then direct your meditation specifically to any health problem you have. Alec has just checked in, and I'm going to tell you that as we settle down to this meditation, Alec, who wrote also in Touchstone about the Estonian forests, I'm going to quote him to settle us down into meditation, and I will credit the bits that he's written. But if you'd like to take a breath now with the earth beneath you, and a breath with the sky above you, and a breath with the green sea all around you, no matter how far away it is from your place, the place where you are. Somewhere there is a lovely green sea nurturing our planet. And just allow your eyes to relax and drift into a meditative, slower state of being. Just allow your attention to turn inwards as you listen to these words from Alec, from his adventure in the Estonian forests. Imagine you are walking the path of a deep, ancient, friendly and nurturing forest. Alec says, the silence was almost overwhelming. This great arboreal cathedral and its immense silence seemed to have about it a spirit. In staring intently at the ground, as you scuffle through, crunching the leaves, you begin to feel a closeness with the heather, berry bushes, saplings forcing their way out of the springy soil, and seeing growth and death and decay and renewal side by side. A remarkable phenomenon. That is the cycle of life, really being brought home to us. Thank you, Alec, for taking us into the forest, and as we walk deeper and hear those leaves crunching under our feet, and hear the twitter of the birds beginning to roost, we find ourselves walking into the centre of a glade, a grove, of mixed trees, of trees of your landscape. You're in the centre of a grove now, and the autumn late evening sun is slanting through the trees. Turn round once to take in the full splendour of all the trees in the grove, the tall ones, the bent ones, the dancing ones, the solid ones. And without a thought in your head, allow your feet to lead you to one tree. Allow your heart to draw you to the tree you're meant to be with, until you're standing in its shade with your hand on its trunk, just quietly saying hello in the quiet of the deep forest. You feel the life of the tree under its bark. And as your eyes are drawn upwards, you see the sun slanting through the upper boughs and lighting up a golden green ball hanging from a bough of the tree. The golden bough, a ball of mistletoe. Round and golden green, with plump white berries. Golden green like the sun, silver white like the moon. And the mistletoe pours its energy down upon us. We are each in a grove, but all entirely in our own space. And if we wish to, we open ourselves to the healing energies of all heal, of the mistletoe. And we breathe the solar and the lunar energy in and out. We breathe in the sense of liminality that comes from a living thing that is neither on earth nor in heaven, but hanging from a tree. We breathe in strength. We breathe in healing, and we gently allow that healing to go wherever it needs to. It's not our concern. As we gently breathe in and out with the tree, with the mistletoe, with the forest, and we feel that every cell in our body is being helped in its rejuvenation. For we are a self-healing organism. We are miraculous beings, and we are being strengthened by the mistletoe in its own season. And as we take a last breath in, the sun sinks a little lower and the light has gone from the mistletoe and it's now in shadow. You feel the tree's energy begin to withdraw from you. And you know that now is the hour of recall. It's time for us to turn, leaving only our grateful thanks to the tree, to the mistletoe, to the forest, as we turn and walk away, feet scuffing through the dry leaves, the last birds still twittering, and behind us the great ancient forest fades from view like mist in a morning meadow, and we find ourselves coming back, walking back to our own bodies, smiling with renewed and increased health, full of gladness, and we open our eyes and we're back in front of our computers, bringing the blessings of the mistletoe, the blessings of the ancient forest. So, very short, that's all we have time for. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Chris. Hello, Marcus and Susanna. Lovely to see you. Lovely to hear from you, and Gabrielle too. There is a Druid rite of the mistletoe, as I said. If anyone doesn't know it, please do just Google Pliny, P-L-I-N-Y, and Druid mistletoe rite. He said the ancient Druids did it 6 days after the new moon. And as you know, we're in an old moon now, so time to read it up and perhaps read through the ritual on the 6th day of the new moon. If we do this ritual, we have to adapt it because modern Druids don't approve of killing white bulls, of course. But it's very interesting to read it through and think about the solar symbolism of the strong white bull, the energy and blood of the bull. To think of this, the solar golden knife, and then think, but it's a sickle, golden metal, but a moon shape to cut the liminal bough. And just think on the fact that it was caught in white cloth. The mistletoe never touched the ground. So, nice to sit by our fires, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, and think on these things as the moon rises high in a sickle in the sky. Macca, she would love mistletoe on her apple tree. If people are coming to the winter gathering, I know that a certain Druid from Italy took a berry home 1 or 2 years ago and is now growing a bit of mistletoe in Italy. So it can be done. It's not too difficult. There's a website for that as well. But I don't want to keep you over. Time is going on. There's Jules, there's James, and there's Anna. Yep, plenty of comments still coming through, and I'm really looking forward to reading all of them. You know, I'm so bad at this internet stuff that I will either press like for your comment 60 times, or else it will disappear and I won't be able to press anything to say I've read it, but I am going to read them all as soon as I switch off now. I would like to leave you with the blessings of the mistletoe, and I would like to leave you also with Arthur C. Clarke's third law, something for us all to think of. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Hurrah for that, I say. Hurrah for science, hurrah for magic, and hurrah for the mystery of the dark nights, of the cold days, and of the mistletoe. And to everyone in the Southern Hemisphere, blessings of your wonderful summer season as well. Thank you very much, everyone, and I'm looking forward to reading the comments now. I think Philip will be back next week, but he'll doubtless report on that to you soon. Blessings, happy Albanathan, and good night.